Finding solutions in the community, Richmond County deputies helping those in need to get back on their feet with their street outreach committee. Twice a month, the Homeless Task Force offers support and connects people with resources. Sean Rhodes with the Sheriff's Office says deputies are trained to work with nonprofits, putting people in shelters, and gives them IDs to apply for work or housing. Medical students also help connect resources. Coming up on Live at 5, your City Hood has ways you can try and help find solutions for those in need. And this Thursday, Serenity Behavioral Health is hosting a resource fair. Representatives will be able to help you with shelters, housing support, medical needs, VA employment, and more. There also will be food giveaways and free bike raffles. This will be at May Park on 4th Street from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. And happening now, the Columbia County School District is hosting a career fair. Positions open include educators, bus drivers, nutrition assistants, and custodians. You can do an on-site interview and ask questions. This will go until 6 this evening at the Support Department Complex on River Watch Parkway. Collection on student loan payments in default will soon start. What could happen if you do not pay back your debt? That's coming up. Hey, Mikhail.
Hey, Courtney, we are tracking the potential for some severe storms as we do head into tomorrow. We'll look at your forecast coming up.
Time and Temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team.
I'm Attorney George. Looking at temperatures in the low 80s by Sunday.
All right, thank you so much, Mikhail. We have an update to a deadly bus crash on I-77. The Lexington County School District 2 says all students have been released from the hospital. It happened last Thursday when 3 school buses were returning from a field trip in Charlotte. The district says a tire blew on one of the buses, causing it to run off the road, hitting a guardrail, and then overturning. Several students were injured, and one 8th grader identified as Jose Linares died. His funeral is tomorrow. And the FAA is investigating the latest scary moment involving an airline, this time in Orlando, Florida. Flames erupting from the engine of a Delta Airlines Airbus. The flight heading for Atlanta had 294 people on board, and it had just pulled back from the gate. Passengers evacuated using emergency exit slides as fire crews responded.
The Airbus has an automatic start sequence, and ideally, the ignition occurs before the fuel is poured into it. It looks like somehow fuel got into the tailpipe and then it was ignited. It's supposed to happen the other way around.
Scary moments there. In a statement, Delta apologized to customers, saying nothing is more important than safety. The airline says it received no initial reports of injuries. And the Education Department says starting May 5th, it will begin collecting payments for student loans that are in default. According to the department, more than 5 million borrowers are in default, and 4 million could be in the same position in a few months. For those who are behind on payments, that could mean wage garnishment or money withheld from tax refunds and Social Security benefits.
All of the people in default, we are now seeing reporting to credit agencies. We haven't seen that before. Wow. So we now know that credit scores are dropping for these borrowers by somewhere around 130 points.
And the department says less than 40% of borrowers are current on their student loan payments. And tonight you have a chance to weigh in on plans for the Beverly D. Clyburn Generations Park in Aiken. You can give suggestions and learn about the proposed upgrades for the park. This will be from 5:30 until 6:30 p.m. at the Generations Park Picnic Shelter. If you are unable to make it, there is an online survey you can fill out on wrdw.com.
Well, we are looking at those weather headlines and talking about some better storm chances for the middle of this week. We'll look at that and also look at the forecast coming up.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
Looking pretty soggy at times. Wednesday, Thursday, definitely some beneficial rainfall, but tomorrow's rain comes with a low-end severe threat. And then by the weekend, we're looking drier, temperatures still in the 80s.
All right, we'll take it. Thank you, Mikhail. We have a safety alert. If you shop at Aldi, you may want to check your refrigerator as there has been a recall. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says pork carnitas, seasoned and seared pork with juices, slow cooked with citrus, are being recalled. Officials say they may be contaminated with small metal pieces. So far, there's been no word on any injuries. And in today's Grant Me Hope, we introduce you to some tight-knit siblings who are looking for a loving family who will provide them the attention, support, and encouragement for ongoing therapeutic needs.
My name is Anaya. I am 9 years old.
My name is Zakaria and I'm 13.
My name is Orion and I'm 10 years old.
The girls are amazing. They love each other. They have always been close knit. And Zakaria, which is the oldest, she takes care of them. And they look to her for everything.
My little brother is so amazing. I love him so much. He is so built. He is so nice.
Macorian, they all treat him like he's the man of the house. And he runs all of them. But they love him so much. And they play with him. They're patient with him. Janara J is, I think she's the sweetest little girl I've ever met. They all know how to help change diapers. They all know how to calm her down if she's upset.
It's very important for us to be adopted together. We rather get adopted together because we all love each other very much.
I think the perfect family would be a family that understands that they're all special in their own way. A family that's understanding and patient.
I feel loved when I'm around them. I feel like I can trust them, and like I would miss them very much if I don't be around them.
The most important thing is to keep them together. They do well together, better together than apart, and you'll get the most amazing kids. And having them together would be the most amazing thing for any family.
All right, very sweet. News 12 is a proud partner with the nonprofit Grant Me Hope, which works to find homes for children who are in the foster care system. If you'd like to learn more, head over to wrdw.com and search Grant Me Hope. All right, today is Earth Day, and in celebration, volunteers at Golden Harvest Food Banks Urban Farm are helping give back. Volunteers helping plant weed and harvest produce to help serve meals at the Master's Table Soup Kitchen. We spoke with volunteers with the Bank of America who says it's great to help give back.
They serve over 300 meals daily to our most vulnerable neighbors in need. And, we're just so grateful to be able to have such an amazing partner that's fighting hunger in our community. And since 2022, we've actually provided over $55,000 in support of just the Urban Farm.
And she goes on to say that this is also a part of the Global Service Month for Bank of America, helping to give back to communities. And we'll be right back.
I'm Austin Jackson, and for me, keeping it local really matters. Like when you're hungry. It's tough to beat a great meal at your favorite local spot. Well, if you've been injured, keeping it local matters even more. You need a law firm with experience in our area's courtrooms and a track record you can trust. The CSRA has always been my home. People know my law firm for work in the community as well as for our life-changing results. That's local experience you can count on. If you've been injured, call Austin Jackson, the Augusta guy, 706-724-7224.
Live from Augusta. Breaking news.
Good evening, I'm Courtney Hicksett. As First at 4 continues, and we have some breaking news we've been following pretty much for the past half hour here. New information within the last 15 minutes. We brought you at the beginning of the hour, and we've seen a SWAT situation in South Augusta. With that, let's bring in your Hallie Turner, is live on Wiley Drive, right off of Mike Paget Highway. And Hallie, take us through what you've learned thus far as you've just arrived on scene.
Yeah, Courtney, well, I've been out here for about an hour, so Richmond County deputies along with the SWAT team and the Richmond County Bomb Squad, Bomb Unit Squad, were called out to Wiley Drive right here, 1906 Wiley Drive. So they were called out here in reference to a hostile. They had a someone that was barricaded inside, and the roads for Mike Padgett were blocked off. Wiley Road or Wiley Drive was blocked off, and you couldn't really see from where we were down far down the road. But neighbors were telling us they were confused. They talked about how quiet this area is. They didn't understand what was going on, but had come out when they saw the bomb squad pull out the robot. But we saw around 3:30, two people were crossing the streets with some dogs, and officers still had their guns drawn. And just after 4, Courtney, officers appeared to have a man in custody. Now, we have talked with one deputy who says they're working on more information, getting us more information, but we do know that 2 females were released safely from the home, and one person is in custody. So we'll learn more details in just a couple of minutes when that new information hits, and we are able to speak with this deputy.
Okay, sounds good. We'll stay on standby with you as you do collect more information, Hallie. Thank you so much for that report. We appreciate you. And now we are tracking showers and thunderstorms tonight and over the next few days. Your first alert meteorologist, Mikhail Hannah Harding, has what to expect. Mikhail?
That's right, Courtney. We are taking
On the Columbia County Fair, there are some rules you need to... Back here at home, if you plan to attend the Columbia County Fair, there are some rules you need to follow this Friday and Saturday. Fair officials say due to the number of children disrupting the fair last Saturday, they are making some changes. Some rules include all guests 17 and under need to have a parent with them. One parent will be allowed to bring the maximum of 4 children. Purchase of admission and ride tickets will be required at the gate for guests ages 11 to 17, and those 18 and above will need to bring ID. And this will be for Friday and Saturday at 6 p.m. A suspect arrested in connection to the death of a Claflin University student. Orangeburg County sheriffs say 28-year-old Nathaniel Grant is facing charges including the murder of 20-year-old O'Brien Grant. Nathaniel Grant is also charged with larceny after allegedly stealing O'Brien Grant's car. The sheriff says he changed the tag of the car and hid it behind a house. Authorities also confirmed that the victim and the suspect are not related.
We have possession of the weapon. We have Mr. Grant's vehicle back, which Nathaniel thought it was a smart idea to change the tags and keep the vehicle.
Claflin University releasing a statement on Grant's death saying, part, it is with profound sadness that we share the passing of one of our students, O'Brien Grant. He will be deeply missed by the Claflin University community. Collection on student loan payments in default will start soon. What could happen if you do not pay back that debt? That's coming up. Mikhail?
And we are tracking the potential for some isolated downpours this evening. Better rain chances, though, moving in for tomorrow and Thursday. We'll look at that in your forecast coming up next. Totals fall is where we'll see that greatest flood threat. We are looking a little bit drier, though, by the weekend.
All right. Thanks so much, Mikhail. We have an update to a deadly bus crash on I-77. The Lexington County School District 2 says all students have been released from the hospital. It happened last Thursday when 3 school buses were returning from a field trip in Charlotte. The district says a tire blew on one of the buses, causing it to run off the road, hitting a guardrail and overturning. Several students were injured, and one 8th grader by the name of Jose Linares died. His funeral is set for tomorrow. People quickly evacuating an airplane after flames erupt from its engine is the latest scary moment involving an airliner. The flight from Orlando heading to Florida from Orlando heading to Atlanta had 294 people on board, and it had just pulled back from the gate. Passengers evacuated using emergency exit slides as fire crews responded. In a statement, Delta apologized to customers, saying nothing is more important than safety. The airline says it received no initial reports of injuries. A heads up for those owing student loans. The Education Department says starting May 5th, it will begin collecting payments for loans in default. Now, according to the department, more than 5 million borrowers are in default, and 4 million could be in the same position in a few months. For those who are behind on payments, that could mean wage garnishment or money withheld from tax refunds and Social Security benefits.
Debt cannot be wiped away. It just ends up getting transferred to others. So why should Americans who didn't go to college or went to college and responsibly paid back their loans pay for the student loans of other Americans?
The department says less than 40% of borrowers are current on their student loan payments. Tonight, you have a chance to weigh in on plans for the Beverly D. Clyburn Generations Park in Aiken. You can give suggestions and learn about the proposed upgrades for the park. This will be from 5:30 until 6:30 p.m. at the Generations Park Picnic Shelter. If you are unable to make it, there is an online survey you can fill out on wrdw.com. And it is Earth Day, and one doctor has some advice for you on how you can keep the earth healthy while keeping with your health. That's coming up.
We do need that. It is Earth Day. What a good reminder right there. So maybe pick up some trash if you see some out there. We are looking at some storm chances going up for our Wednesday, Thursday. We'll look at that coming up.
All right, thank you so much, Mikkel. Today is Earth Day, and in celebration, volunteers at Golden Harvest Food Bank's Urban Farm are helping give back. Volunteers helping plant weed and harvest produce to help serve meals at the Master's Table Soup Kitchen. We spoke with Golden Harvest Food Bank, who says this is helpful, especially after Hurricane Helene hit.
And it's really helpful for the food bank. During times like these, like food banks are really important. None of us expected to be hit by a hurricane several months ago. So all of a sudden you're faced with having to throw out all the food in your refrigerator, and the grocery store might not have the supply to make up for what you need to get rid of. So that's where the food bank really comes in handy.
This is also a part of the Global Service Month for Bank of America, helping to give back to communities. And it is Earth Day, a time to bring awareness to ways we can all help our environment. Even small changes can not only benefit the planet, but also your mental and physical health. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to a doctor about healthy habits that also help the earth.
It's the only home we have, but caring for Earth and your health are two things you can do at once.
I think it's a win-win situation.
Dr. Sophia Asphalt with Cleveland Clinic says small changes can make a big difference for your body and mind and your planet. First, get outside and enjoy it by biking, walking, or running more. You can get to where you're going without relying on a vehicle, which reduces emissions into the air.
And these improve our physical health by improving weight management. It can also improve our cardiovascular health. It may even lower cholesterol levels.
Asphalt says to also consider changes to your diet. Buying local, fresh fruits and veggies can help you eat healthy and reduce food transportation emissions. She says to also think about moving towards a more plant-based diet to reduce your carbon footprint and give you healthy alternatives.
While not everyone wants to have a solely plant-based food diet, it may be an important part of a healthy, balanced diet.
Finally, Asphalt says focus on green hobbies like gardening or even planting trees. These activities can promote physical and mental health by getting you moving outside in nature, and you may even grow your own healthy food.
No thing is too small, and collectively we can all make a difference for our health and for the health of our planet.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And good habits at home can also help us be more financially healthy while helping the planet. Try turning off the lights when they're not in use, using shorter cycles on washers and dryers, and drinking water from reusable water bottles instead of plastic. All good advice. We'll be right back.
First